Alright, in this video, we're going to actually propagate into the next cell. So we've collapsed one cell and we've updated its neighbors. Now we need to pick one of those neighbors to be our next cell to collapse. And that will be done with a new function called propagate to next cell. Now, one change we need to make is we need to remove the tile maps add at current index with the set of all possible options. We need to take that out of the collapse cell. So originally in the updating neighbors videos, I had it in here, and now we're going to take it out as we will use the collapse cell as a normal function that will get called many times. And if we left that add in here, it would get called every time, and then every time we would be trying to add all of these at the current cell index, and that would completely break things. So make sure that you take that out and place it in here. And we've moved this around, or we've added this in, and this will not be this little bit of code's final resting place. It will get moved again in the future. Now for the actual propagate to next cell, we can see in here, all we've got is a for loop with break, starting at index 1 and ending at the entropy array's length. And there will never be anything stored because what we're actually using the index is going to be getting a reference array to our entropy array, and therefore we never need to check the 0 index, as there will never be any tiles stored with a entropy of 0. It will always start at 1 and then end at the maximum value, which will be just the length. In my own tiles, I think it's 5, so this will loop from 1 to 5, and if we find it our desired condition, it will break it. And we can see within here the loop body, we're checking to see if at this index within the entropy array, the length of the index array that's stored inside is greater than 0. What that's going to mean is that we have something inside of this array. And what we've stored in these arrays are actual cells indexes. And this is functioning as a form of a priority queue. It's a nested array that works as a priority queue. We store things in entropy, at entropy, and their values will be their literal cell indexes on a grid. So as long as it's greater than 0, we know that there's something in here, and then we're going to want to get that. If it's less, or if it's not greater than 0, so if it is 0, then it will just loop to the next index. However, if this is true, if it is greater than 0, there is something at this index array. We're going to then do another get on the entropy array, same index, and we want to just get the index 0. As with a priority queue in this fashion, we know that the highest priority will be the thing that was stored first, and that will be at index 0, and that just needs to be set to our current cell index. And then we need to pull off and break the for loop with a completed collapsing the cell. And we'll see, as long as this is following the collapsed cell, we will get the first cell and then another cell. Now, if you don't see anything like this, that would probably just be because an empty tile was selected first and then an empty was placed above it. This was just the top middle and then an empty. Same thing, and we can see there is some variation to degrees going on here. So this is a lot simpler of a video. I hope it makes sense. The next video, we will be fully propagating the collapse through the whole chunk, and this is not actually that complicated. We now just need to create a recursive way to go between the propagate to next cell and make sure that it ends when we're done. So we'll be able to do that pretty quickly. Please feel free to ask questions as always.